What's going on, guys? Crater-faced Gomer here. Got more holes on here than a Disney Star Wars plot, huh? Now, what can I say? I had pizza ranch the other day. Usually when I eat clean, face is pretty clear. Oh well, deal with it. But we are at that point of year where everybody's speculating. What new legends are we going to see in MLB The Show 22? Now that we've had the cover reveal, Shohei Ohtani, no new legend on the cover. However, we've had a lot of speculation, supposed leaks of a new legend who we may or may not be talking about here. May or may not have played for the Yankees, won a couple of hardware, won a few rings. We're talking about new legends. I spent a considerable time, more time than I should have, gauging what new legends I think are coming into MLB The Show 22, and I want to hear from you guys as well in the comment section. What new legends do you want? Who do you think we're going to see? I really want you to let me know some underrated guys, maybe some players from your favorite teams that not everybody's talking about. For example, me as a Rays fan, Carlos Pena would be really cool to see in the game. So we're going over a lot of so we're going to go over all that and maybe even more. You won't believe number 6. Stay to the end of the video for a huge giveaway. Leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel for more MLB 22 content and more Gomer. That's always a decent thing to have in your life, huh? Let's go ahead and get into this one. The first one, ARod. Now, Alex Rodriguez, I think, is going to be the biggest legend introduced this year, hence why I'm putting him first and foremost. Now, I've considered the thought that Derek Jeter could be in the game. Of course, last year, multiple trailers, they were teasing it. We were starting to get a little aroused, and inevitably, we did not see Derek Jeter introduced at MLB 22, but ARod, I think, would be great. The power number might be a little bit low right here, but this is a Seattle ARod. The crazy thing about him is you can have multiple variations. You can have a almost max power version with the Rangers or the Yankees, but you're going to see a little less in terms of speed, fielding, and contact, where the Mariners is going to be an absolute 5-tool beast. I think this is the best variation. I still remember him in MLB 16. I remember it was Atron who pulled him. Nobody even thought that was possible, but he made a video on it. That was really cool. And yeah, it would be awesome, fucking fantastic to see ARod and Derek Jeter like side by side. The reveal shortstop, then paying over to third base, but who knows? That might be a little overkill for 1 year, I think. Roy Halladay is another one I want to talk about right here, and Gomer's going to remove himself from the situation because he really has those pitches that you're looking for, the sinker cutter combo, which is meta. Now, is that going to remain meta next year? Yes, I can't foresee them really changing pitching. I think Halladay would play great next year, and he's not going to blow you away as far as velocity goes, but his hit 9 should be pretty low. Now, you can get into the debate of semantics, should he be a Blue Jay, should he be a Philly? Who cares? He should just be in the game, damn it, in my opinion. And we can go on from there. But Roy Halladay, I think, would be fantastic and a really big starting pitcher to add within this year. A lot of the guys you'll notice, I'm certainly having a bias towards the years I was alive. There'll still be a couple members, 60s, earlier players than that, but primarily guys that I actually got to see with my own hazel eyes. Ryan Howard is another one of those. I do want to pull up this video right here and just really emphasize the fact that MLB The Show seems to emphasize covers and past variations, past editions of MLB The Show, which, again, alluding with the pre-order pack having a cover athlete diamond starter, it seems like they're going to emphasize putting a couple more of these former cover athletes into the game. So one of them, I think, is going to be Ryan Howard, who would be pretty good in the game. He's going to kill righties for sure, no doubt. That is quite clear. But fielding, not great. Speed, really not great. Left-handed stats, they could boost a bit more. I think this is the realistic side, plus a bit of a sugar coat. But if they wanted to boost him a bit more, see, I only gave him a 98 overall. You certainly could have his contact against lefties a bit higher to boost that up and make him even better. Give us these guys earlier in the year so they have a chance to shine. Don't release David Ortiz or someone like that who's going to outshine Ryan Howard and then have this card be obsolete, as dead on arrival, essentially. So David Wright, another cover athlete star, who a lot of guys have been clamoring for, would like to see him honored, and maybe even give him a bit of a boost, really, because it's sad his career was cut short due to injuries, and he could have had a lot more fruitful career. I mean, hell, there's people debating his Hall of Fame candidacy. I don't think he has a realistic shot, but that's given how much time he missed. He'll have a ton of contact, going to have really good stats against lefties, 125, 114. I gave him right there. 75 speed, good defense. He won a couple gold gloves. If you look at the advanced stats, not quite as, but still really good defender. David Wright would be a hell of a player to add into Diamond Dynasty. Talked about him before. Nomar Garciaparra, I think, would be one of the best candidates that they could possibly release. Shortstop is always an interesting position. We have a lot of live series guys like the Tatis, Correa when he inevitably gets good cards. But in terms of legends, we don't have as many. You know, Cal Ripken Jr., Ozzie Smith. Who really cares? It's more so Ozzie Smith and Cal Ripken Jr. That card is at least, you know, worthy of looking at the attributes. But Ozzie Smith, you might as well just pass over that. Turn a Helen Keller a blind eye once you see that card pop up. But Garciaparra, I could realistically see, he had 370 this year, I think the year 2000. He would have 125 max contact per side. Gold glove, or I don't think he would have gold glove, but a good defender. He would be a great card to add as well. Carlos Delgado. I was looking at teams, again, that don't have as many legends from certain eras. Yes, you could certainly say the Rockies, the Diamondbacks are hurting. Not so much the Rockies anymore, because they got Larry Walker, Todd Helton, guys like that in. But Delgado, we don't have as many legends from the back-to-back Blue Jay era. And I know he didn't win championships with either of those, but still around that time frame, a little bit later. He would be a great hard-hitting first baseman with still a good amount of contact, which is the big thing that we learned this year. Contact does matter again within MLB The Show. For a while, power was key. Contact, if he had it, great, but it wasn't as necessary as the power attribute was. But Delgado has a good amount of both, and a killer lefty swing to boot. Roy Campanella, again, this is probably my #1 ask. He would be probably one of the best catchers in the game. Think Jimmy Fox, but can field. What a idea that is right there. Hell of a career. Of course, he started out with the Negro Leagues and then killed it. Won 3 MVPs with the Dodgers. He would have good contact, good power, consistently led in caught stealing percentage. Campanella would be great to add for sure. Eric Chavez, former, future, who knows, hitting coach of the Yankees. He is employed by the Mets as of right now. Cool card. You know, this is based off 1 year. You could probably balance out, smooth the contact so it's not so much platoon. But still, he had good fielding, good pop. Eric Chavez, I think, would be one of those lesser names. You have to remember, we're not going to get 20 guys. I think I had 17 new legends I put on this list right here. We're not going to get Bonds, Jeter, ARod, McGuire, Sosa all in 1 year. I hope I'm proving wrong. Screenshot a video, Gomer. Good lord, I sound like a boomer. Sound like my dad when it comes to the internet, but you know what I mean, damn it. Yeah, circle back to this, and maybe I am wrong. Roger Maris, Minnesota, great. I remember going to a Roger Maris museum. I think that's in Fargo. But yeah, he had 61 home runs, which at the time was the most in one single season. He didn't hit that high for batting average, so would it be the best card? Probably not. Would it be a 99 overall? Probably not. Should have changed that, but I forgot. I'm not going to go back and do it now. But he would be another cool legend to add. Lord knows we need more Yankee legends. If that's one thing all the fans have been asking for is more Yankee legends. They're starving. They're impoverished with former players in DD. Vernon Wells. Don't see a lot of people talk about this one. He would be a really cool name. And he had a pretty good prime there for the Blue Jays in the early 2000s. Gold Glover, I think 3 times in a row. Hit for contact. Hit a lot of doubles over in the Rogers Center as well. Give him 99 power per side. This, you can't tell me, looking at this card, if he was like the second inning program boss, that this card would not slap, that this card would not be raw. I would really like to see a Vernon Wells card right there. Lance Berkman, again, one of the killer bees with the Astros, and Had one of the clutchest hits when it comes to the 2011 World Series with Cardinals. Left fielder, also played first base at the end of his career, switch hitter. Really cool candidate as well. I don't see too many people talk about him. He had a good career with the Astros when they're in the National League, pre-tanking. So yeah, would really love to see him added into the game as well. Jeff Kent, of course, won an MVP amidst the Giants Bonds era, which is a significant feat, no doubt, and one of the best hitting second basemen of all time. Certainly power hitting second baseman. I could easily see him around the 100 range for power for both sides. Fielding average, speed average around this point later on in his career. Also was pretty good at Houston a couple years after the Giants tenure. But Jeff Kent, see a lot of people asking for him. Second base is gotten to be a better position. Yes, we did lose Rogers Hornsby last year. They no longer have his rights, but it's always one of those, kind of depends on what point of the year or how bad they want to mess up some cards. It depends if we get a good Joe Morgan, a good Jackie Robinson by then. So Jeff Kent would be a nice one. Sandy Koufax, one of the best pitchers really that I would possibly see added into the game. Randy Johnson, I didn't mention him. I don't see it happening this year, but I would love it. One of the best southpaws of all time. He's going to have a lot of hit nine, a lot of stamina, a lot of K9, and I think he would work pretty well. His pitches, would they hold up? Yes, I manufactured a slider, by the way, because I don't think he'd do too well with just vertical pitches. You know, he should have outlier. I would think Sandy Koufax would be good. Again, as we've seen with guys like Mariano Rivera, they're pretty reluctant to just fuck over a guy, except when it comes to Pedro. Maybe they have some personal issues with him. But Dizzy Dean, Lord knows I could not find a single thing other than a fastball on him. So everything, all his other pitches, who knows if he actually threw them. But he would be a good guy. Again, you know, I didn't want to just do 2000s. I didn't want to just add players from that era. So I had to, you know, search back a little bit. Dizzy Dean, of course, with the Cardinals, had an MVP to his name. I think this would be a good ad, you know. Pretty solid. Hit 9, K9 should both well be into the 100s. And if you guys know what pitches he throw, let me know in the comment section because I am not sure. Chris Carpenter, I think, would be great. Again, he has that sinker-cutter combo, and he was a really good pitcher. Again, started with the Blue Jays and went over to the Cardinals, where I think he won a Cy Young or two. Of course, he won a World Series in 2011, which was very big. And again, another guy that I would really like to see added. There was a lot of pitchers around this era. Johan Santana, Josh Beckett, Dan Herron, guys that I was looking at adding. Barry Zito, I think, would be very cool. Of course, was not a hard thrower at all. His curveball should go maybe 50 miles an hour. It was crazy. I saw an article, ARod said, just don't even consider swinging. In terms of DD, just take your hands off the controller because you're not going to hit it. A lot of people speculated Barry Zito was going to be in the game last year. Of course, did not happen, or else I wouldn't be talking about it now. But he has a good pitch mix. Again, with the cutter, which was a favorite pitch of mine this year, I think that would be a tremendous add as well. And that's going to do it. 17-ish legends. I didn't count too much, but you know, around there. A sizable amount of legends. So that I think are realistic to look at with the MLB The Show 22 landscape. Again, some really high-profile names and some guys that you'll certainly remember playing from the last decade or so, which would be a really good legend class. I would be very happy seeing this coming into MLB 22. Again, let me know in the comments section what new legends you guys want to see for MLB The Show. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys have a great day. There goes out. Yeet.